Welcome to Nobody Knows with Joe Coffee, powered in part by Classic of Denton. 2.
No, we can keep talking about dinosaurs, guys. Keep
Yeah,
going.
no, I'm saying it was more staccato, like
Yeah. Yeah.
it was
so,
short.
A T-Rex squawks like a chicken.
And they also had feathers.
It doesn't roar like a Jurassic
I'm
Park
telling
T-Rex.
you,
And they also
Yeah.
had huge feathers. So if you can imagine finding a T-Rex feather, like
Yeah,
they're
no,
so
that was the
big.
next thing I was gonna say is they don't have like greens. They were discovered they didn't have green scales. They kind of were
Green
feathered-like.
scales.
Well, 'cause
I
when
didn't think they had scales in it either. I thought
when
they
you
had
were
like
a
a
young kid?
leathery, like rhino skin.
Okay, it wasn't
Or-
scales. It was just like a
Like
the
a rhino
inside of
skin. Or
a
an
Ford
iguana.
F-250.
Yeah,
Or like most lizards, like a big skin of a lizard.
yeah,
Right.
that's what I imagine. Is
Shout
like,
out to lizards, by the way.
Lizards don't have
No.
scales. You're right.
Prehistoric and modern.
Lizards don't have scales. You're right, but their skin has the consistency of kind of like.
You're thinking of a
scales.
fish. No,
No.
you're
That's
thinking
how
of
they
a
No.
did
fish.
it,
No.
bro.
You're
Don't
talking about a
do
beta.
snakes have scales?
Yes.
Snakes
Some
have
snakes
a
have scales.
slimy, slithery snake slope.
There's not scales
Is that
make
a
up
medical
that.
term?
I think
He,
so.
he just ran out of S's. There's actually more to that.
Yeah, there's longer. It goes longer. I just forget.
So wait, there's not other scales that make up what a snake is?
Well, there's the G scale that goes.
Okay. Hey.
We're all good.
Yes, that's a good time to.
It would have been better if we all knew the G scale and we could have all sang it.
That's B flat. We're B flat.
I don't know.
Oh, did we get it?
And we'll always be flat.
Hey,
Oh
because
my god,
Because we're not singers.
Joe, what you didn't tell me? You didn't tell me.
Maybe one day we'll see scale.
nobody knows everybody. Episode, what is this, 16?
Don't
Are
all
we at-
dinosaurs have
Are we
grayscale?
at 16?
Why?
Did you ever switch your phone to grayscale?
No, because I didn't
No.
want to get it in my skin.
Richie taught me about Game of Thrones reference. Richie taught me about like if you don't want to be on your phone, you switch the settings to grayscale and you look at that thing and it is like the world's saddest.
You ever
episode
look
of the
at a
Twilight
coloring
Zone?
book?
No,
ever.
yeah, I have a. Mine has a blue light filter, so it's not like giving you a headache for staring
Uh-huh.
at it.
Yeah.
It's not grayscale though. I didn't.
It's boring. It's like looking at an uncolored coloring book at your
Yeah.
friend's house.
It looks like everything's retro in my phone.
So anyway,
Uncolored
Hello.
book.
Your friend's like,
episode
oh, look at this book."
16, everybody. We're
Yay.
here. I think that's the right number. Am I correct, Jake? Anybody?
Yeah.
Can I get some nods? Jake, give me like a shrug and a nod. So we're somewhere around there. 16.
So to
Here.
celebrate,
Sweet
let's give away
16.
some nachos.
I think this is our first episode we've had repeat guests. You guys are the first time we've brought someone back to the show. Both of you, Salfi and Naka, joining us. Mikey B.
And
It's a good
what does
show.
the B stand for?
It's a good
It's
show.
equally hard to pronounce, right?
It stands for "Don't worry about it. I have warrants."
He's
so
got a
let's just
older
move
brother.
forward, please.
About it.
He does have warrants. I've seen this in
He's
action.
got an older brother, Mikey A. He's
Mikey A,
B.
Mikey V, younger with C.
Actually, he's Mikey C. My dad is Mikey A.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hey, speaking of the warrants and the driving, so you ready?
Yes.
Colorado.
I am ready to
I like
ride
how-
in a car.
A
I can't wait to
huge
get to
picture of
Colorado and
Mikey.
smoke the competition in comedy.
Hey,
You're
Zinger,
awesome.
yes,
That's
yeah. Me and this guy are leaving tonight,
Colorado.
and I'm not ready at all, dude.
Don't you have
Yeah.
all your bags packed?
I imagine
No,
that he
my
has
bags
one
are-
bag of dirty clothes that he hasn't even washed yet.
I
That's what imagine
finally
Joe
got-
has.
You know he does. It's in his car still.
I finally got laundry done. I I emptied the trash out of my car. I still have a lot of leftover clothes in the car. I still got to empty some stuff out. Sleeping bags are open in the trunk. Got to roll those up, pull the suitcase out of the trunk, throw the clean laundry in there, throw that in there. You have a cooler with a bunch of food.
Yes.
You say that like you're saying 3 things. You just said 20 things.
No,
Yeah.
Mikey, beyond.
That's
All I
I'm-
have to
I'm
do
well-
is everything to get ready.
I'm well at
That's
All you
convincing.
do is
I'm
get
good.
the
I'm good
car,
at convincing
take it
myself.
and get it vacuumed. Go put the clothes. Grab the clothes. Put it in the bag. Go to the trunk. Pull out the. That's
Get
way
my
too
oil
much.
the body
changed,
in the
wash the
trunk.
car,
Find an adequate burial
get new
spot.
tires. I also have to find out where's Colorado, and then we'll go.
We got 12-hour drive, dude.
13, but because of the hour difference,
It's-
it's 12.
Yeah, we get back the hour, right?
You
That's
don't
how that
actually
works.
get it back.
I think when you go to Colorado, they just give you an hour. They're like, we know you're gonna need it, so just
Yeah.
waste your time with this.
Here you go.
How many shows? We got 4 shows and a
4
workshop.
shows and
Workshop?
and a clinic workshop.
They're having
whatever.
us teach a clinic workshop to new comics.
How new are these comics? Like
I
2 or
don't
3 years?
I don't know. They rented out a dance
Do they know you?
studio.
So are we teaching
I don't
dance
know. Like
or
I do the people that book this know me? Is
Yeah,
that
I
do they
feel
know?
like, did
No,
they just
yes.
pop their head out like we need a teacher?
No. They know me. They've seen me
That's
before.
like my
they're
dad.
they're
my,
the same ones paying me for the headliner set
my
out
dad
there.
taught OSHA classes. If anybody knows what that is,
What is
but
OSHA?
Occupational Safety Handling Association.
something
Oh,
like this, right?
wow.
So my dad's teaching these classes
made
about
all
all
that up.
kinds of like.
Did you?
things.
Did you make that up?
I know occupational safety is the word is the first part.
Does that sound about right,
It's not-
Richie?
that's
or
right.
was
It's
it-
definitely
It's
about
like
Because see, I
safety.
thought you were describing to me some type
thought
of
we were still
yoga
talking
or
about
something.
Game of
You know,
No,
like
it's like if
No.
you're going to drive a
Game of Thrones.
forklift,
Yeah.
or
I hope OSHA doesn't die.
if you're going to work like in
Yeah.
a warehouse or something like
So
that.
there's all these different classes, safety classes. You
Okay.
can take a
I've done those.
forklift class, all these different
I've
classes.
done
right?
those. Worked at
Well,
Fastenal
my
and
dad
Denton.
taught. My dad was teaching these classes at some community center, but he would just learn it that day, like 20 minutes before the students
Right.
got there, and then
and then
teach
teach it.
yeah.
Jeez.
And
I
he
but
had
also,
no
I mean,
idea. I was like, "What do you do? What do you
He
been
was
up
actually
to?"
the janitor. And
Let's
it
be
was
real.
like-
Yeah.
it was
I was like,
Good
"What have you
Will
been up to?"
Hunting.
And he's like, "Oh, I've just been teaching these classes, making some money." I'm like, "Teaching classes? What does that even mean?"
I feel like
You're not a
that's not a
teacher?
rarity for teaching. You know, I feel like there's a lot
He
of
put down his mop and just kind of started working on the equations.
My
on the
dad's not a
board.
teacher.
Yeah.
Like, my dad's not a teacher.
You
He
don't
Right.
doesn't
know.
have a teaching background. Like,
So what, I mean, what got him that job? How's he not? I mean,
He
that's
just-
just kind
he
of
was-
his
he was
position
there.
with that company. Just,
one of his friends was like, "Hey, man,
"Hey,
we're
you want to teach a
teach
thing?
some motion
man?
classes,
You wanna
dude?"
teach-
Was
you
he like-
wanna teach some safety?
Was he like
bro?
flipping a nickel in an alley like, hey, you want to teach a class?
hey, I got
Hey,
classes."
how safe
got
you feeling right
classes.
now? Real safe? You want to be safe all the time?
You want to
Teach
be in
people
this
about safety?
position again?
Yeah. So anyway, shout out to Dad.
No, yeah, they're paying us to go, I guess, teach a workshop. I mean, it's one of those things, like, especially comedically, you know. I mean, these are brand new people. I've only been like 3.5 years within whatever game, you know. It's one of those things I'm gonna be learning a lot within the process. You
Yeah.
know, like I'll
But
be,
once you can teach it, it solidifies that you know it.
well,
Like
they
right
say
now.
the best way to learn something is to teach it.
That's not.
So OSHA told my
They-
dad.
It's not
That's
accurate.
what
My dad lives by that.
Why do we even need, but just for that matter, like, why do we need schools now with Google? Like, you can Google a math problem. You don't even have to use a calculator. I think it's just for social issues.
I have
don't-
songs from when I was 13 years old that speak on this exact subject.
But that's
Everybody-
just you not wanting to go to school.
no,
I'm
no,
just
no,
saying,
no, no, no. Google was like
Sure.
the ultimate tool.
Can't
like,
hear me. Oh, there. Sorry, I was talking to Jake. Keep talking.
what's up?
We all
What's up?
We're
can't
talking
hear
sound
Joe.
engineer. Keep going.
What's
Keep
up, Joe and Jake?
I can't hear things in my head.
Is that
And
Lis-
we're
Jake.
black.
Is that lasagna ready?
97.1. The
Anyway,
cockatoo.
Richie,
But
keep
yeah,
going.
no. That's yeah, you stole this pen from that place?
From Stoke? Yeah. Shout out Stoke.
Shout out to Stoke.
I have your pen.
we
worked
are
in
stoked to have your
office.
pin.
We wrote in your
Stoke.
office yesterday, and I took it. Anyway, keep talking. What were you talking about?
I have no clue.
Are you serious? You really
You,
lost all
you have songs
flow.
when you're
Richie
13
Flo
about
lost
Google.
all flow.
How Google is.
Oh
just-
yeah, Google School. Like that was like
Google
Scoogle.
School?
I learned. If you could see my
Scoogle.
Google history, I've
Google High.
I
better
guarantee
than
I've
Google.
looked up more stuff than anybody. Like there's nobody that has Googled as much stuff as I have.
This guy.
I know you probably think
I'm
that.
Googling this conversation right now.
It's been Googled.
It did show up when I was
Yeah.
typing it in.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, I
But
don't know,
it's everything. Like, why do we even?
a
I think
cool-
schools are just to teach you how to interact with other people.
for sure. It's about teaching you how to learn this much stuff.
But how many? Aren't there
Because
so
you're not gonna test yourself to learn this much stuff.
Yeah, I was talking to my mom the other day about like there's all the things I don't know how to do.
Oh,
through school.
most
like
things?
so many things. Like I mean, you know, I had to learn 8 years ago how to fix a flat tire or how to, you know what I mean? Like, and that's something that I think that sounds a little bit better, Jake. I'm coming a little more clear. We're having sound issues, guys, but that's okay. But there's like certain things like writing a check. I was never taught that in school. Don't you think that should be?
Yeah, but
Number-
you kind of just fill in the blanks.
Yeah,
it
it
tells
has
you
like what
what goes where.
they
I
did
mean,
teach you how to write your name.
I'm just
though.
saying, if you come from that without a, I might
Do you
need
know how to
do-
write
do we have a new
numbers?
set at all? There's, it's, I mean, straight up the format. If you were looking at that from straight a point of ignorance, I mean, that's not that's something that you would think would be taught.
like a check writing for an elective. Like you just have 4 months of check writing.
I think that
I just think there should be life skill classes that aren't really. I mean,
I got a check plus and
I don't-
check writing.
I had to teach myself how to change my oil. I had to teach or kind of figure out how to write checks. I had to figure out like how to like
In-
right now I'm figuring out comedy. This isn't like, especially once you start working on road and start making money and you need to report to taxes. I'm just now learning how to write off taxes and how to like do that. I mean, right now you know about my car that's been hit. I'm learning about insurance companies and how
Yeah.
to like get a
How to
check from an insurance
file a
company.
claim and how to.
Yeah. And that's things I was never, those are things I was never taught in school, right?
Well-
like those are things that I have no idea about and I'm just having to learn because I'm 26 years old and life's kicking me in the A, you know?
When I was in 5th grade, we had this game that we played that was a stock market. It was a
How
stock.
censored was that?
Never again,
How much
Joe.
was that like your dad?
Never
Like, kicking me in the A.
You should have just said but.
Well, you know when life's
Kicking
getting
me-
you down.
I hate the word but.
I mean,
Can
too.
say
Everybody
that?
does. We've been taught that. Eminem taught us that. But listen, so
I like the word "but."
I mean, it's a good pausing point.
It's just it's a good word. But
Okay, so when I was in 5th grade, we played this game called the stock market game where, I mean, I think everybody did, where you would pick
No.
stocks and you would
No, we
follow
didn't.
them.
No, we didn't. We
No,
played Oregon
our teacher
Trail.
would give us an X amount of money,
What
We played with
army
floppy
base
disks.
like
did you grow
fake
up
money,
on?
and then we would buy these fake, like stock market
Stocks and
things. Yeah,
bonds.
stocks in class, and then whoever had the most, like you could win this thing or whatever.
Do you understand stocks right now though?
A
based
little
on that
bit.
game? A little
I
bit.
mean, yeah, I
or
mean-
how much?
What's
You
the
under-
Nasdaq doing today?
I don't. I mean,
Up or down?
it's
Up or down?
It's up 7.87.
He-
I only
see,
know
you
that
could just make
because
but see, here's my beef
Swear
right
to
here
God if
is
you're wrong.
he could just make that up. He could say, "Oh, it's up
He did.
0.73."
It's down.
It's
It's down, people. We're down.
But here's the
It's-
thing: is there's such an ignorance with it all that he could lie about it and lie about numbers that don't even make sense
Who's
within the
that guy?
context of stocks, and then it becomes one of those things where like you weren't taught it, so again, misinformation. It can easily be just thrown out there because there weren't like life skill classes. There were
to
classes.
speak on that, I think there should be more classes that teach you like how to talk to a waiter and how to tip correctly instead of like
we
you
should
go
get
to
away with.
SNC.
so that when your education fails you and you're working as a waiter, your fellow classmates know how to take care of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever seen like? I don't know how I feel, but somebody recently said we should get rid of waiters and waitresses and just have robots.
Stop.
Oh, yeah.
It's in weird news.
It's
I'm
in-
all for
I
it,
do.
man.
Is that in weird news? Because I
No.
have a good robot story for weird news
No,
later.
Jake said no.
No, I have a different one.
Okay.
I have a different one. I have a better one.
Oh my God! Speaking of Jake, what time did we start today? So I just have a little context on the time reference point. 12 minutes. Okay, cool. Wow.
You
We
guys
have a
How
lot
long
to
do
go.
we go for?
We're doing an hour today.
So 48 more minutes.
48 more minutes.
Because of
Thanks for
school, I
giving
know
me the
that.
Is this
time.
painful
Thank you.
for you guys?
So,
No, this is perfect. I'm just trying.
but
to,
as I was saying in the stock market game, I thought it was going to be. I thought 6th grade was going to be like, okay, it's going to be very similar, and then, but it never was. It was just like homework and stuff, and I was like,
wait,
you know,
similar to what?
to stock market game in 5th grade. Like in 5th grade,
Right.
you got to understand, we had a reading loft. I had the stock market game. We had pet worms in the class. Like 5th grade, if I could go back,
Sounds
it
like a
was 5th
sweet
grade.
life.
But
It
sixth
was
grade
awesome.
wasn't what you expected.
No, I got in
Today,
trouble a lot. Miss
Did you get in trouble a lot?
Oh.
I feel like you
Riveting
probably-
episode
you
of
probably
more
Nobody
than
knows.
anybody, more than I've Googled things, I was in trouble in school.
We
like
delve into
I
Richie's
went to a different
expectations of
school.
fifth grade.
I moved to Houston, and my first day of school in Houston, the principal called me in there and was like, "Hey, this is your file from your last school."
How big was it really?
That big. I'm
How
not
big?
lying.
Well,
I'm
do
talking about
it again.
every.
Show
he
me.
he
show
stood
me,
it up long ways.
Look,
Show me
I
in
am not
reference.
advocating being a bad kid at school. However, my principal,
None of our listeners go to school.
my principal one day told me, Richie, if you don't come to the office for the rest of the year, I'll give you $100. And
You're
I
a
was like,
liar.
Easy.
They can't
swear,
bribe you like
swear. Later that day,
He went to the office.
hey,
that.
Mr. Dryden. And he's like, this better be for a good thing.
Dryden?
That's not your last name.
That was my principal's last name.
Dryden?
Look him up. We went camping
If a
together.
So wait. How
detail
how big was your file?
Unravels your story. It's this.
My file was really this
Dryden?
big.
Dryden.
Dryden.
Spell it.
D-R-I-E-D-N.
Sounds like a Pokemon name.
So DN.
So
There's
it
no-
was about.
Yeah.
It was so your file was a ruler tall.
It was about a ruler tall.
That's a lie.
I mean,
it's
dude,
papers. It's
Well,
It's
papers.
been so
they
many
set it up like
years
this.
since that. Yeah, it's been so many years.
They didn't lay it down. They
But
just like,
it was
see
a lot.
that.
I mean,
Alright.
like there was at least you go to school for what 280 days, like every day, like 2 or 3
I don't know
referrals.
if that's.
I sent myself to the office because I would just I would act out and be like, I know. And I would just like be like, send my referral. I know where I'm heading because I handcuffed this guy to the desk during the tax test.
You
Yeah.
also looked very different in high school. Your head was shaved, and like I've seen pictures of you wearing like gold chains and looking like super
Yeah.
rapperish.
No,
looking fly.
like I
looking fly.
Adidas
not
pantsuits.
the-
so one. I mean, I wasn't like a bad kid like this guy. This guy is bad and he's going down a bad road. I would do things that I just thought in my head
overly
would
social.
be hilarious. Well,
Yeah.
like I had
Class clown kind of things, not exactly.
Yeah, like I
delinquent.
took 3 books from the library and I just held them like this and I just walked and then the thing just went beep beep beep. And in my head I thought it would be hilarious if I just looked at the librarian like super scared and just ran cuz like I can check out 3 books.
Yeah.
Why would I
Easily.
run
Why
with
would
them?
you
So
steal
I
them?
just looked at her and I just like darted off and like the cop like tackled me.
No, you
Yeah,
got tackled over
For sure. Yeah,
not
yeah.
checking out your books.
Yeah, and then she was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "My mom wanted to read these." Like as I'm trying to like
You
escape.
still do stuff like this
I
though,
know.
and you know.
That's what I'm saying.
We were in-
Imagine me in school. Nothing's changed.
We were in the courthouse before last show last week, and so the courthouse is where who Mary Horn is one of the judges, and the head judge, whatever you what do you
County judge.
County judge. Okay, there we go. And so Richie goes, and it says it all over her office. This is a very pristine, like very nice office, and Richie just goes up knocking on the door, and she's the one who answers. Her face is literally like on the walls in there in the museum, and like we see her not like, and Richie
Somehow
he
I
goes,
missed all that. I
and,
just
and
thought it was
literally
part of the museum.
he just decides to knock. She goes, yes. She's just like looking at him. Someone like Richie comes to your pristine office at the courthouse, and Richie goes, oh, is this an office?
I go, "Is this an office?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay." I thought this was like, you can go see the 13 colonies and see people working.
She seemed
I don't
so
know.
mad and so confused by it all.
good.
What about you two? I mean, I feel like you, Mikey, I feel like you probably got in trouble in school.
I was the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
And
always
you were
in trouble.
you were where were you, Richie? Weatherford?
Weatherford.
You were in Waxahachie?
Waxahachie.
So both pretty small school areas. So
Yeah.
it's like all of your everything is like out there, all your business, you know.
Same thing as Richie. I had my desk in the hallway and in the principal's office. Always in trouble. Just dumb stuff like that I would think is funny. I remember even like as far back as like 3rd grade. Like one time I unzipped my pants and put my finger through, and they were like,
No.
"Go to the office, get out, just
You
get
can't
out."
do
They're
that.
like, "No." I was like, "I thought it was funny." They're like, "It kind of is, but get out."
Yeah, it kind of sounds like your act.
I mean,
Yeah,
It
it's the same,
kinda
I'm still
sounds like
doing the
your
same
15
act.
minutes of
I'm
comedy.
still
Had,
doing the
like-
same act.
had like YouTube been a thing when I was a kid, like I would have been
YouTube?
the kid.
YouTube
Or
was.
YouTube?
No, it wasn't.
What?
YouTube wasn't
Bro,
YouTube.
When did
came
YouTube
out
start?
In like
I mean-
2004.
Yeah, I'm 28. So it was like in its
I don't know.
infancy.
I was 13. You were
I
15.
I like how no one
28.
here is good enough
Yeah.
at math to call him out. We were just quiet.
No,
He's
he
like,
was
I'm
15.
28.
I'm
bud."
28. Everyone's
15.
like, shh.
Buddy.
Yeah, math.
I was doing it in my head. He was 15
February.
when it came
YouTube
out.
started February 14th,
Yeah, so-
2005.
Okay, so 2005.
How old were
Yeah,
you?
but it wasn't like people weren't using YouTube. Like it was around, but no one was on YouTube making
Not like it
viral
is
videos
now.
of themselves.
Yeah.
If I had a camera that I would like, because I actually had a camera that was like a small little digital camera that I taped around my phone, and I was like, because everyone else had like the little crappy Nokia camera phones, and I was like, I have a camera phone, and for like a year I walked like that was just my, and I would just take pictures with it, and like people were like,
It's kind of like the
You
duct
couldn't
tape.
even see the actual
Kind of
camera,
like
like
the
what
duct
you're taking a
tape.
yeah,
picture
you
of.
can't.
Kind of like the duct tape wallet. I think we've talked about that in here before when kids used to make the duct
Yeah.
tape wallets.
Dude,
What about you, Sal? School.
Velcro wallet.
Velcro. What about school, though? How
Oh.
were you as a student? You were in upstate.
He was such
Yeah,
a great
Velcro. You were
student.
ready to answer. You were looking into the. You were like Velcro. Okay.
Velcro.
All
Thank
the
you.
way. All the way.
What about you? You were in upstate, right?
Very
You're
studious.
In
You went to a
Oneonta or
private school.
Rochester? Where were you? Rochester?
No, I started out in Greece schools, like
Like with John Travolta?
That was Greece.
Like Greece, the country?
no. Like
Like Grease the
it was
from
like the
your
Rochester
food?
area, but I ended up in like kind of a smaller school in the
Okay.
Hornell area.
like from the
Arkport.
Grease movie.
You got in trouble, right? You talked too much to not get in trouble in
Never
this class.
once.
Really? You also, I was
I-
going to say, you also kind of seem like one of the guys
don't
like
believe
you're.
it.
Sal is kind of a time and place person.
Are
like in
you?
a comedy club, Sal will troll the crap out of every comic in there. But I can also see you when you come down with authority. I can see Sal being like the nicest boy
I'm
know,
just,
I can see
all right.
it. Like,
I can see. Hi, Grandma.
No, I'm just
You gotta
saying
comb
that. I want
over.
to see how many of my teachers contact me. Like, you lied on the radio. No, I was terrible.
really?
We're all terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't
but
know.
No. I think hold that because I think especially with comedians. I mean, Richie has the mind of it. Richie's funny, but like a lot of people that dabble with in what we're doing, I think that's interesting. Is like how people were in school because I think you literally get like both of the extremes. I think every comedian was either like literally that quiet, weird, nerdy kid in class who never talked, made good grades. I mean, you already can think of some people we know that you could throw in that category,
Yeah.
or throw it like people like. I mean, I was kind of in between. I like did things, but like a lot of the staff liked me. I guess I don't know.
Oh, I bet you.
My,
were
my
such a
teachers,
square.
my teachers.
I wasn't a square. I did.
His
My-
teacher's pet.
My teachers
No, but I
thought
was an office aid, so that kind
Oh
of gets
my
you like.
God.
You were an office.
Let me take
aide.
these papers to the office for you.
Yeah.
That's a whole period.
Office boy.
First off, that's a whole period where you get to like just do nothing at all.
My teachers thought I was funny. I had some
See,
teachers
that's
that I thought I was funny,
Thanks,
Yeah.
baby.
but I was such a big disruption that it was like too much. Like
I had my days.
Richie, why can't you be more like the office
yeah,
boy?
but I remember like my favorite thing was substitute teachers. Like I was
Oh
a
my
nightmare.
God.
I knew
Yeah.
that I was gonna go to the teacher would be like, tomorrow we're gonna have a substitute and nobody better act up because they're gonna write me a note, and in big red letters would always be my note that
Because
was
you
like
could-
from me or
because-
two about me, just like. And then whenever I was doing roll, he asked me if I should check it twice because this guy looked just like Santa.
Yeah.
And he did roll call, and he's like, Debbie, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's like, yeah. And he's like, okay. And I was like, aren't you going to check it twice?
Yeah.
And he was like, what do you mean? We just all started making like, or no, he was like, Richie. And I was like, present, because he's Santa. And so we just made all these Santa jokes. And then he like, that was my favorite day with that principal, or with that.
Dude,
Just
subs-
calling back the memories.
A substitute teacher, though.
Oh.
Because you could mess with them
see.
like
They
a little
didn't know
brother.
I once
You
had
could
one,
literally be like, "Oh yeah, no, they don't use this room anymore."
and you never
This
got in
isn't the
trouble.
classroom."
You never got.
I'll show you. It's down the hall.
Oh, we don't
know-
have to use cursive.
The
'cause-
one time I got in trouble with a substitute teacher was the one time I didn't deserve it. Because I would always take advantage of that situation. Everyone would. It was a substitute teacher. You would have so much fun. We one time got
so
this.
much
But we
fun.
one time got this really, really old dude. I'm talking to you. This guy is 80 and like the air conditioner is just slowly like his skin's just slowly turning into flakes. Like he's just gonna be a pile of ashes by the end of this class.
And on that day-
like that old.
And when you have a sub, everybody does roll call as their buddies and stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
no one's. They're like,
you-
"Oh, I'm
you're the
Brian."
different person. Yeah,
They're like Joe, and you're like, "You're Joe today." Remember?
Gosh, we need to get a sub. How can we get a sub? We need to
Oh,
take a class.
man.
Let's just hire one.
Let's just have someone sub Jake
Wait,
at
yeah,
the
if you're
board,
sick,
and then we
Jake-
just drop curse words and
I was-
stuff, and we say, "Jake lets us do it." Getting radio lets us
I was
do
gonna
it. when they're
I
not-
was gonna make that joke, but I want Jake to trust us. I don't want him to think that he
No,
can't
but-
leave us with a sub.
So the one time I got in trouble with substitutes, the one time I didn't deserve it, because this guy, you could tell he was just old, and I kind of came in. I remember being tired that day. It was like sophomore year. I wasn't in the mood to mess with it, and he did not like me from the go. And so this was third
I can
period.
understand that.
We
Was
had
it the
we
Red
had
Sox shirt.
I don't know what it was. We had 4 period classes, and so third period you had lunch in between that class. So when we get called for lunch, I immediately go to the office because we had 5 or 4 offices. You go alphabetic, like J's through whatever. So I go to my office and I tell them, I'm like, look, this substitute teacher does not like me. I guarantee when I come back from lunch, he's going to put me in here. I'm just letting you guys know. Like, I literally warned the office before it happened.
How preemptive of you? That's
But then he wouldn't set the classroom on fire.
it was so obvious in front of the class. This guy it was bad. He did
really
not
Game
like
of Thronesy
me.
of you, though.
Yeah, it was
I've
very
already-
Tyrion Lannister.
It was like
just
prison. He just picked on the one kid. He's like, everybody's going to listen the way I pick on this
As
kid.
Were you
soon
tall?
as soon as we get back from lunch, maybe 5 minutes no less, I show up in the office, and the whole office, the principals and all of them, just crack up because they knew it was just like because were a lot of times I was in there and I deserved it, but I had never gone before and be
Get
like,
in
hey,
here, office
I'm
boy."
about to get in trouble. Like no one who's gonna get in trouble tells beforehand. Like that's not a. But substitute teachers, man, that was.
Unless
I mean, even like
that's the perfect crime.
I got moved to like from my English teacher in my 10th grade. I moved 3 times, 3 different English teachers because the first day I was just being funny and I acted like I told her that I kept losing my contacts, and the whole class was like looking for them, but I didn't even like. I
Have
even got
contacts.
I didn't have my eyes
You're
checked
the
or anything.
worst.
Yeah, and so she's like, "What are y'all looking for?" And they're like, Richie lost his contacts." So like, I'm just taking up all this time, and then they call my mom because I can't keep my contacts in my eyes. My mom's like, "He doesn't wear glasses, or
Oh my.
he's never had his eyes checked or anything. What is he talking about?" Which was usually the
He's
thing.
never had his eye.
No,
We don't. What's a doctor?
We
Yeah.
thought he was blind.
no. When the internet first came out, my mom asked me.
We saw how he dresses.
My mom said I got grounded, and she was like, "Hey, what are you going to be grounded from? Like, what do you like?"
Wait, she let you pick your punishment?
She asked me what I liked. She kind of tricked me, but I tricked her first.
I like being grounded.
She goes, "What do you really like?"
Ground
and I
me
was
from
like,
grounding.
The internet." And she was like, "Okay, you're grounded from the internet for a month."
What?
I didn't even have the internet.
Your mom-
We didn't have the internet. I didn't have the internet in my house. That wasn't even a thing yet. Nobody had the
Taking
internet.
a page out of Dunstan checks in.
Yeah.
See, my parents were so old that I would
that's a
get
great
Know
movie.
that!
That's a great movie.
My parents were so old that I would get in trouble and I'd get grounded for like a month or something like that. And I would always, like a week later, just get ready like I'm going out with friends. And like, where are you going? You're grounded. And they'd be like, no, that was over last week. That was like a month ago. What are you talking? And they were so old, they would just forget and be like, we find out different.
Well,
You
You're
took
more-
advantage of your
well,
parents'
oh,
decrepit,
actually-
aging selves.
Yes.
I was
Absolutely.
grounded for like 2 months, and like I remember I had like 2 weeks left, but there was this weekend I wanted to go do something, and so I was like, "Hey, Mom, can I like go next weekend, and then I'll be grounded the next 2 weekends, but I just have this weekend?" She's like, "No, whatever." Well, I ended up talking her into it, and then I talked her into it the next weekend, and the next weekend until I moved out. Technically, I'm still grounded for 2 weeks.
so whenever Christmas vacation comes
Yeah.
around, you're grounded, mister. You're talking a lot with your hands today.
I
When did you
haven't
become
been-
Italian?
I forgot my cards.
No,
Hey!
This guy,
Oh.
this guy right here.
I don't have my cards.
Give me this.
What about you, Sal? Upstate New York substitute teacher stories. Any of them? You have any good situations? I feel like everyone's class did the.
The
you remember
Buffalo
the pencil
Bills
drop? You remember
were
the
up.
pencil drop? Like it, like I'm sorry, I spit on you a little bit there. Like it,
right
like
in my eye.
right on. Good.
I needed to blink though anyway, so I got to skip one. Do it again in about 3 minutes, please.
all organic eye drops.
Yeah.
So
Rotos.
Denton of you.
Jodos.
When in Rome.
Joey's eye wetners.
Jodos.
Jodos. Wow. Joe Flows. You want to go in on it with me?
Let's go.
No,
Flow
no.
those. What is that hat?
Story.
You have a buffalo on your hat.
Story.
Okay.
That's a Buffalo Bills hat.
My
it's a football
dad
team.
used to graze.
You love the Buffalo Bills.
I mean, yeah.
You just brought
He's
up
from
a news
upstate.
story.
You
He's
do,
from
man.
upstate.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up a Buffalo Bills news story.
Bring it up right now. What's going on with the Bills?
So the Bills signed a QB,
a quarterback, right? For the
a quarterback.
Thank you
those
for
of
explaining that. 'Cause
hey, you know, I don't know. Who
This
listens
guy's
to
been
stuff.
around. You know, he played on the Bengals when Andy Dalton broke his thumb. And
What's his name?
he's been on practice squad after practice squad. Wenning.
Right.
His name's something Wenning.
I feel like Chad would be the first name to winning.
it's
Trevor
better
winning,
be
Chad.
Chad Winning sounds like a
it
great
doesn't it
quarterback.
sound like it'd be a Chad?
That'd be a wonderful quarterback name.
That's a good.
What?
I don't.
Keith. He's a Keith.
Keith Winning.
Keith.
Keith is like Chad. That's pretty.
That's terrible.
That's
like-
okay.
That's pretty.
It's
good.
very white, is what you're trying to say. It's
Yes.
a very white name.
Because the Bills QB 1 and 2 are both concussed.
Uh huh.
These guys are just
Starter,
getting knocked
the
around.
starter, Tyrod.
Just getting their
their
heads
starter,
knocked-
Their
yeah.
starter is concussed right now.
Mhm. And
Really?
and TJ.
Do they still have
Yeldon or
starters?
whoever. So they have to sign a guy.
So
right
they
now.
have to.
Okay, and so who'd they sign? What's the
So
story
this
on-
guy's major credential, I was reading this article, is for
This is part of his scouting report.
is for passing attempts at his high school.
A record for
Passing
attempts.
attempts.
How many did you look up the complete? How many attempts? How many throws did that kid make in high school?
Is that
And
their
he's
lob-
out there hucking them, ladies and gentlemen. My gosh, he's throwing them. Get your baseball gloves. There's going to be a fly ball, I think. Okay, completions too, though.
Okay, so what's up? Let's see this. So what you need to know: the 1, 2, 3s on Keith. And we're doing this in Denton, Texas, for the Buffalo Bills
For all you
fans
Bills
out there.
fans.
For all you Bills fans out there.
Drafted 6th round over. Oh wait, your phone did something weird. Drafted
And we'll be
6th
playing in
round.
the shade tonight as balls will fill the air.
Okay, wait. Oh, while he was at Ball State in college, he threw 11,000 yards and 92 passing touchdowns
Sounds
in
about right.
3 years.
He's just a
I don't know. I mean, that's funny though. The attempts like that.
he's just
That
a
was
ball
the big.
machine. You just gotta. Here's the thing. You gotta know.
We have the same phone case, and look, it's tearing in the
You
same
gotta
place.
know when to hold them, and you gotta know when to fold them.
Whoa.
Look, our OtterBox is tearing in the same place.
What
Doesn't-
is this?
You guys should switch identities.
You know,
and
OtterBox
phones.
stopped being our sponsor last week, so we can throw
Oh,
all the
okay.
shade
Well,
at
let me
them
tell you
that we
about-
want.
Now we're
Tell
sponsored
you
by
something about the
water
Manning
with
family.
pure ingredients like local arts music.
Substitute teacher story.
Bro, we are really.
The music does
beating
taste
the
great.
subject.
That's fine.
Wait,
That's fine.
have you
we
read-
got time. Substitute teacher story.
Let's get it.
Man, I don't
Nothing
know.
good. You don't have a good one. All right.
There's no subs. I mean, that I remember. Who remembers this? I do remember.
Yes. There you go.
Okay,
Yes,
there was
alright.
one substitute. There's always that one substitute teacher that comes in and just tells you
I like how
straight
you
up.
say substitute.
He tells you straight up the business. He's like, "Look, school doesn't freaking matter. You kids don't have to be here." You know what I mean? 'Cause he's like, I'm-
Takes a swig of
he's-
his flask.
yeah, he's like, "I'm
"Listen
just
here.
a sub. I'm just gotta pay my rent." And
None of this matters.
he really broke it down for him. He's like, "There's nothing here that you need to know, but it's the fact that on record there's a piece of paper showing that you can be taught."
Mm-hmm.
So it's not
Wow.
that you know the specific things here of the dates and who fought where, but it's showing like A's and B's and stuff of how well you can be taught to do a thing,
That's so cute.
isn't it?
Showing
that's
that you
why-
can
that's what
remember
got you
things so you
through.
can remember to pay your rent,
You
your
both said
bills.
something. I don't
Remember
want to
not
know
to-
it equally.
The Bills, am I right?
Let's both say it
Bills.
again at the same time.
You said-
1, 2, 3.
It's also
Diligent,
so
you gotta
that
be
you can
diligent.
remember things.
I received it better that time because I knew it was coming at me.
He looked at each of you from each eye.
You looked at
Well,
one.
I
Dude,
spit
I
in the
had
other.
a friend. Okay, I knew
While
a guy.
spit in one eye, he was looking at both of you from the other.
Yeah.
It was just
Real quick,
on
those
the
of you
TV.
that didn't see that, he got my other eye with
It's
a little.
been 3 minutes.
That's exactly right.
Look a
I
little
knew a
dry
guy
there.
that could look up and down,
That's cool.
and
Nah.
that's why they wouldn't draft him in the army. and he used to be like, "I don't get it, man. I could see the planes up in the sky, the people shooting at me all at the same time."
Was Dan Danzy your friend growing up?
Dan Danzy.
I guess Dan looks both ways.
Dan could see the entire.
He just has a wide angle lens.
the entire
We
world.
gotta get Dan on the show soon. That just reminded me. There's so many people that we haven't gotten
And
on,
we've had
and
them
we got
on twice.
we got you on both
Twice.
you guys on your second time.
Which really,
Well,
that's,
that's
like
because you couldn't fit us both in the camera the first time, so we're getting the other angle now.
Yeah, for those of you that want to download the full version, Mikey will be available in the shot. The DLC for this podcast comes with Mikey's other side.
And a new map pack.
wearing his sunglasses inside.
Yeah.
No,
What
well,
shade
he-
are
well,
those?
never mind.
Yeah, what's up with that? What are you
Well,
trying
I don't know.
to do
These are weird. I just got these, and they're like,
almost
if
said
I look
something
to
I
the top
shouldn't.
part,
You're
it's
very
like
much right now
gray.
Johnny Cash let himself go. That's very
Yeah.
much what you're doing.
The glasses inside is a little strange.
Yeah.
When I'm looking at it, but I realize you're looking at it with me too.
Yeah.
It's a
I
little
can't get a
pretentious.
decent read on you.
It's
It
so
is a little
pretentious.
pretentious too, right?
It is so pretentious.
I got to be honest. I thought we were going to play poker today. I didn't know we were going to be on the radio. So.
Yeah.
Well, this
Okay.
is a poker table.
This is a nice little.
This will
poker.
be great.
The other day I was
Do you
actually.
guys play poker?
I'm thinking about starting like a monthly game.
Comedic, like a comedy league.
I want to do
Whatever.
a comedy domino game. That's,
Bro, because I watched, anytime I
Comedy.
watch a movie,
Comedy.
Throw it at the
you know when you
Improv.
watch a movie, you get like
Domedy.
super into it? I just saw Rounders,
that.
so now I'm all like,
Which one's Rounders?
It's the one with
The
Michael
poker
Keaton
one.
and
with
Buster Keaton.
Matt Damon and Edward Norton.
It's newer, right?
No,
Don't
it's
watch
old.
it.
It's
That's old?
Yeah, it's really good.
Super
though.
old.
it's really good. What do you mean
It's
don't
good.
watch it?
If you're like me, you watch movies like that and you go
Dude,
to. The
I still
casino
haven't
and
finished.
you
That's what I'm
lose
trying
I
to
still
say.
haven't finished Memento, and
Like-
you and I have been talking about that movie for like.
Dude.
Me and Richie have been talking about Memento for 3 months, and I just keep talking to him about like I don't know the ending, and I still
I
haven't
love
finished.
it.
it.
Every time
I've
I watch
never seen it.
Rounders,
It's good.
we end up going to the casino and
That's
playing.
how I am though with movies. Like,
Yeah.
like if
can't
I go
watch
see
Peter
X Men,
Pan.
or like I'm at the theater and I see X Men, I go to leave the theater and I open the door and I'm like, pff, when I open the door, you know, like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
stronger.
You
I
know, that's
can't-
interesting. I was talking to a buddy the other day, and he was talking about how he wished something like not tragic, but some kind of adventure would happen. Like something would happen to his life
be
because
done.
he feels kind of like dried up
I'd be
emotionally.
toast.
Like, I mean, he was referring this to another thing, but he was talking about, you know, while certain tragic events happen to like groups of people, it builds community and builds this like thing. And then we started talking about
It'd be
like certain
terrible.
movies that make you like want to be a better person. You know, like I saw
Simon
me,
Birch.
but Simon Birch, Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. I don't know if you guys have seen
Yeah.
that. That movie messed with my head because then I'll like take on these roles as these characters because I'm just this terrible person. I feel like on the inside.
Is that Will Smith
and I can't
movie?
say certain things that Me and Earl and the Dying Girl made me stop doing, but I lasted a week, and
Yeah.
and then I was back to like me
That's-
once I saw
and then
like
you realize
Alien
it's-
Covenant.
it's
That's
like,
the Will
eh.
Smith one, right?
Yeah.
Where
No,
he's
no.
got the kid.
No, that's Pursuit,
That's
of,
Pursuit of
Happiness.
Happiness.
No, the other one.
But that
with,
would change my life.
The,
See-
the one with the girl from Daredevil.
The girl from which Daredevil?
I don't know.
The
Oh,
movie,
the newer
Ben.
one.
the newer one.
Is it
Dawson,
like Collateral
Eric
Beauty or
Andre's
something
wife.
like
Did
that?
you know she's Eric Andre's wife?
Who's Eric Andre?
Kind of what would you call Eric Andre's essentially?
He's a I wouldn't say
Stand-up.
stand-up comic. I'd say
Me,
comedian.
Earl,
He does
He
stand
And the
up.
Dying Girl.
He does stand up, but he had his own
Right?
show. Then he's been in a
There's
bunch
the
of
audience
movies.
trying to tell us.
What are they talking about? What's the audience talking about? Since we don't have live comments, nothing. They're just blank staring us.
I don't know, but
They don't have mics.
I don't know.
can't
Let's
hear 'em.
stare at them for a minute.
bro,
Wait,
I've,
what?
I've thought about something like
But
that
certain-
happening in real life. You know, like a zombocalypse. Like, oh, I could do it. I could survive the zombocalypse, but
Realistically, I think I could
No.
do okay against
No.
the zombies. I think it's the other people.
Whoa,
that
wait,
dude,
have
the other
issues
day
with.
I
If you
stepped
wanna-
outside like in my socks just to like go check the mail, and I was like, I could never do this. Like, my feet got wet, and I was like, I need stuff and things in my life.
No, if you want to feel what
Where's
that would
the air
feel like, is
conditioning?
they have like emergency, like what are they, like trials where like they fake like earthquakes, and then there's like 40 people laying on the ground with blood on them, and ambulance comes and like fixes you up and stuff. But they're
It's for training purposes.
yeah.
Oh,
It's kind of like, first off, when
Yeah,
you're
I've
talking
done
about
it before.
OSHA, remember we had Mike Christian on a couple weeks ago, and he was talking
That's
about how
so
virtual
interesting, Richie.
virtual reality companies, though, now, like VR headset, because that's kind of a big thing right now within movie watching. You've seen it with the phones,
for
video games,
training.
for job training.
Oh my gosh! So like you put it on, and
Imagine
there's
a
a customer like,
firefighter.
I've been waiting for 45 minutes. You're like, okay, whoa.
It's Wanda Sykes just yelling at you for
Customer
her
service
Whopper.
VR.
No, Richie, that's funny because I once, when I was working at hotels, there were a bunch of lifeguards there, and they were going to a lifeguard competition
Yeah.
where you save people. So how do you sign up to be like the victim, like the paramedic
You just don't
victim?
be able to swim good.
You're just really good at like
or
laying
talk
there.
good.
Like, yeah, I'm doing a paramedic training.
Your
video.
only qualification is you're very lazy and have
Yeah.
a long. You
3
can hold
o'clock.
your breath very long, and you like to lay down.
I don't float.
He's just a professional victim.
My buoyancy's at an all-time low.
Can you
Are
guys drive me
hiring?
over to the fire department? I'm doing a burning victim thing.
Yeah, even that. That's like
He doesn't even have a car. He
Speaking of, you have a match.
nothing like getting carried down a ladder.
yeah, nothing like getting to really get your
my gosh.
vertigo in order.
That VR thing's super crazy though. For all the things you could literally train for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even back to like jobs. I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard about the stand-up comedy VR. We talked about it on one
Dude,
episode
that's
here.
stop.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That kills me.
Yeah.
I mean, even back to your like quarterback thing, sports team, like the richer schools and stuff have like the headsets, and those guys will watch
Oh, dude,
film from the
that's-
perspective because they have little helmets on their camera or
Technology,
cameras on their
man.
helmets and stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Like
the
It'd be
crazy-
weird to have a
that's-
little
that's
helmet
the
on their
new-
camera.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Little
If I had
helmet.
Bro,
that,
football's about to change.
if I had
a little tiny football helmet on your camera in case you drop it.
On this one spot.
It's one of those little quarter ones, the little vending machine ones that come in a little clear dome that you could never get open.
Oh, the Lions. This is never going to make
Are
it.
those things still around? Are vending
Yeah.
They
like
have
the
'em.
machines with the little pregnant
Homies,
kids?
you can still buy homies.
Yeah.
there's a
Homies.
guy,
stores.
you know the guy
I have
that,
a story about homies.
Remember
the guy
Homies?
that invented homies.
What,
he
you
ended
like-
up making a little bit over $1 million.
I used to troll
I
my.
heard about that.
I used to troll my grandmother.
Same
with
with
them.
the guy who made the Bubba teeth.
These
He's a
little
millionaire
people.
now.
You know-
he's the one that had that show on like A&E where people would come pitch ideas to him, and he would decide if he wanted to
Shark
invest in them. No, not Shark.
What if his
This is like
teeth
on his
really
farm.
looked
He's
like
got like a
that?
pet bear. or
This is
something
a
like
bear
that.
tank.
All right, do we want to jump into some weird news?
Yeah.
And- oh wait, let's talk about. Do you guys have anything? Well, Mikey, we'll be going to Colorado. Do you have anything coming up, Sal?
What?
Show wise?
Yeah. So the this coming up here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
come on.
coming up here.
Plug.
while
Only
I-
the stuff
while I-
that's worth. Only the stuff that's worth going.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Yom
No
Kippur.
benefits.
Listen, Killer's Tacos on Yom Kippur.
That's a real thing.
That's a real thing. Also, Dan Silverleaf's the last.
You give them the date for Yom Kippur. A lot of
Dude,
people
What does
don't know.
that even mean?
Please help me. I texted you these
That's
dates. Joe.
9/27, right? Isn't Yom Kippur?
I'm just gonna
on
go to the text message I sent you.
Yom Kippur would be.
Listen, Yom Kippur's on 9/27.
Look at your boy.
Two Brave Boys at Dan Silverleaf on.
Two Brave Boys is a super fun show.
It's September 25th, and also.
Have you been to any of those? Have you seen any of those?
Yeah,
yet?
I no.
No. Okay,
you
so you're a
call me
liar.
It's called what? Two broke boys.
Yeah, I'm a
Two
liar.
Brave Boys.
I'm a
Oh,
big
two
liar.
brave boys.
Two broke boys.
That's what we're gonna change
That's
our
a
show,
show.
to. Is Two Broke Boys. Two Brave Boys is Taylor Higginbotham.
I'm
and Brad
doing the best
McKenzie's.
medicine at Andy's. I'm hosting that September 22nd.
I'm on that.
You're
show.
on
hosting
that.
it?
Okay,
What is
yeah.
it?
That's
This
the
one, can we get a
Gitmo-
close-up?
Gitmo Records.
Can we get a close up of this? Put that up to the.
You also have September 10th in Austin.
Richie, they can't.
Yeah, if you guys are gonna be in Austin, I'll be in Austin.
Oh, I'm gonna be there too, right?
Joe's gonna be there
September
too.
10th in Austin. What
Yep.
day is that?
Also, I'm doing a
It's the Sunday after we come back.
I'm doing a Type 5 at the AutoZone by my house. Just over by the.
Oh my god, that was weird.
What?
Because it's nothing. It's just a delay.
The delay.
Yeah.
Oh, delay. Is that what's going on? We have live. Too close.
Okay.
Turn down Sal.
I'm doing,
Oh, okay. There
I'm
we
doing
go.
a Tight 15.
Live
at
audience.
Kroger.
Live
Hey,
studio
let's-
audience.
let's-
Helping the show.
Shout out to the audience. By the way, you do get a free pizza by Discovered Den if you pay.
If you help, yeah. If you
Jake
help,
just gave Richie the look like who's
Join the
paying for this
membership.
pizza?
if you help on
Join the
any kind
membership.
of audio or technical issues by miming it from that side of the glass, you get a free pizza. It's a thing. Also, if the Cowboys win,
So wait, what were we talking about before all this?
I don't know.
Your show, Best Medicine. That's at Andy's.
best medicine. That's at Andy's.
That's
yeah.
a live recording, dude. I don't know. All right, let's talk about that.
Okay, let's.
Are
Yeah,
you
let's.
being recorded as the host?
I don't know.
Or
maybe.
if do you? So are you willing to be recorded? Because that's kind of my thing
More?
right now.
You want more? I'll put this thing inside of my mouth.
All right, stop. There's
Well, we're live, so people. Can
Okay,
get-
so we're at the
people
best
know the
medicine.
context. We're live.
Are you if they ask you to record, are you going to record? Would you want
I'll
some of
record.
your material on like hard wax like that?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I'm
Is
probably
it
gonna.
going on
You
hard
put that on a
rock?
greeting card, dude. Send it out.
Yeah, I'm probably about to have him mic up some of the audience, and I'm gonna do crowd work the whole time.
Do it, man.
Because I
Get
don't-
really trashed like you do, and then just.
I don't. I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
You gotta
haven't.
do it.
I haven't bought a
Do you remember that-
$13 bottle of black velvet. That's what I used to do. I'd buy
Do
a
you remember that?
$13 bottle of black velvet whiskey.
Is that what
which
turns you into the Popeye?
That's what turns me into, yeah.
Do you remember that show we did at Andy Underground? Where,
Andy Underground?
yeah, at Happy Underground.
That would be a great collab, by the way. Andy Underground.
Let's do that. Can we make that
That
happen?
show got nasty.
Abby Underground, yeah. No, so that's two shows.
I just remember the guy in the back at that show in the Hawaiian shirt that Joe kept yelling at. Guy in the back.
I couldn't even see him. I could just hear him.
Yeah.
He had a Hawaiian shirt on.
Yeah.
Oh, so he should have been yelled at from the go.
Oh, yeah. You were right. That's why we didn't stop you.
Vacation dad.
What
Yeah.
would
Oh my
Jimmy
gosh.
Buffett do? I'll tell you what I'd do, Alan.
What?
I'd say, pour me more alcohol. All right.
All right, you done with that?
Yeah.
You good?
That's the end of that bit.
Got
So-
it all out?
I did.
You had no weird news stories?
I
Or you just
sent
sent
them all to you.
You sent them all to me.
I had one hilarious one that was
Do
about
it.
something about teeth. Can we run that?
Oh yeah. Wait, weird news drop. Richie,
movie Teeth?
Richie, do the weird news.
Because if
drop.
that's the case, then no.
Weird news.
News.
It's the news.
it's
kids.
so weird.
It's
Oh,
weird
good.
and it's news.
Thank
If you want to sponsor us, we will have a graphic made by Jake.
So, you ready? Wait, Jake's gonna pull up the. Wait, what are we doing here? We're gonna do yours first, Richie.
Yeah, let's do mine first.
All right, I'll
Aaron
read-
Dyra Willin.
I can read it off. You don't have to.
Yeah,
you read
Richie, there's no need for
But
you
you
to read.
didn't send it to me. Actually, I can pull it up. I messaged it to Jake, didn't I?
Didn't
Okay.
you?
Like a well-oiled machine. This episode.
Skeptical difficulties.
Arindira Walanda. Is that their name?
Yes, first name.
Arindira Walanda dangles by teeth. Okay, so Daredevil and professional aerialist Aaron, I'm not going to say the name, broke the world record Thursday for the highest suspension over Niagara Falls. On the 5th anniversary of her husband's 17 years. On the 5th anniversary of her husband of 17 years, Nick, walking over the waterfall on a tightrope.
Hold on a second. Fifth
Okay, no,
anniversary
it's
of
the
17th.
17th anniversary of her husband walking over a tightrope over the Niagara Falls. So what she decided to do was she hung by her teeth from an aerial hoop. So they have like a hula hoop kind of thing that you see acrobats with up in the sky, and she hung by her teeth 300 feet above the thundering water. I thought
Oh
it
my
said
God, Look at that
overnight.
picture. People do
She
crazy
is
things.
Yeah,
great.
to
Jake,
get this
Jake-
picture, you
Jake
know that?
has the picture.
Wow.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that, guys.
Is that her teeth?
That's her teeth.
How is there
looks
not a
like-
closer?
It looks like she's grabbing it with her arm, but that's
It
her
does
teeth.
look like that. Her act set a Guinness World Record for height, breaking the record Nick set when he hung from his teeth. Her husband hung 250 feet
Where is
above
this,
Silver
Nigeria?
Dollar City in Missouri. That's Niagara Falls.
So did she just wake up and was like,
Yeah.
let me
That
show
said
you?
Nigeria.
Coming from an upstate New York guy. Where?
That's a lot of water for Nigeria.
Oh, yeah. Give
So
a
did she
moment
wake
of
up and was
silence
like,
for
"You didn't
Sal's
do it
joke
right."
A
there.
moment of silence for the non-water.
What were you saying?
So did she wake up and was like, you're not doing it right, Bobby. You're not doing it right.
His name was Nick.
With Nick? Okay, well, Nikki.
You gotta use your
Nicky.
teeth.
Yeah.
Transported by a helicopter, which you saw in the picture, Arendira sat in a hula hoop and performed multiple acrobatic flips before using only a mouthpiece to suspend from the circle. I can't read. She then hung upside down with her feet on the hoop before repeating the mouth stunt. So I guess it was a back and forth thing.
Crazy.
During her feat, her husband leaned face first out of a helicopter with headphones on that allowed him to communicate with the pilot. She had a safety harness around her waist. Oh, boring.
Oh.
Boring. That's not a record. She had a safety. She had a in her waist
Safety
to
net.
comply
I feel
with
like
to comply with New York state law.
Loza.
To comply with New York state law for stunts
You gotta
that
have a safety
occur
belt.
more than 20 feet in the air. They have laws literally for this situation.
So I feel like I could beat her, but I need
whoa,
a
whoa,
helicopter.
whoa. Dude, don't do that. She seems like a nice lady.
I feel like I could beat her at that. However, I don't know where I could practice because I don't. Like, where did they practice?
There are people I work with that
Well,
can't even
gyms
properly
or,
break down
like,
a box.
circus
and
tents?
she's swinging over Niagara
Practicing in
Falls
circus
with her
tents.
teeth.
I know people without teeth.
There's too much opportunity in this country.
The family has had safety issues in the past. In February, Nick, her husband, attempted to perform another high wire stunt with an 8-person pyramid. When some performers, not just one, yeah, I don't trust one person that
Anything's
much.
funnier when there's 8 people doing it at once.
When some performers slipped, he and 3 others were able to catch the wire while the 5 remaining fell to the ground. And
Guys, reform. It's like beer pong when you re-rack.
In a press conference after Arendira's successful stunt, Nick confirmed that despite suffering injuries, the 5 performers are already training and performing again, so Sal can't feel bad about making jokes. Now, in 1978, family member Carl Wallendell, died in a high wire. So this is like a family of high wire people. He died in a high wire accident.
Where does this Gotham?
What?
Where was this?
Gotham City. No, this is in Europe. Well, this was for a while. This was in New York. While attempting to walk between 2 towers of the Condado Plaza Hotel in San Juan, Puerto Rico. After her routine, she waved to the crowd, watching her with binoculars and cameras. While she sat in the hoop, the helicopter returned to the roof garage of some casino resort she was staying in. Speaking reporters after said she couldn't hear anything while dangling because she was listening to music.
What was she listening to?
Quote, she was listening to Richie Flo.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, I just had to put myself back to my backyard training, and I felt good enough that I was able to hang by my teeth
It was
a
Freak
second
on a Leash.
time.
It was Freak on a Leash.
That's corn. How does it go? Can you give me you're the impression guy. Give me some Freak on a Leash right now.
But do it in a funny voice.
Remember that part when he just freaks out?
The video for that was so cool, right? With the bullet. Is it the
Remember
bullet
that?
one?
So like said,
Yeah, I think so.
like
Either that or
said,
like Got the Life or something like that.
Nah.
this is a family thing. She's
Corn.
attempted stunts since she was 5 years old. Hopes she can perform another act with her husband 5 years from now or pass the tradition of daredevil feats onto the next generation. Can you imagine that? Like, what if you were born the biggest coward and your mom or dad are like, you're going to, like, my dad kind of made me play baseball.
Here, catch.
My dad kind of made me play sports. Can you imagine your dad kind of made you, like, walk in between, like,
The Empire
The
State
Grand
Building
Canyon,
and
yeah.
something else, or
No.
This is a family of swingers. Well,
what? Quote, I probably wanted to spend all day long up there, she said. It was a beautiful and amazing experience. You're a crazy person. That is insane. So speaking of Guinness World Records, we have another story that follows that up. An army of robots.
What?
not yours.
Now you got Richie's attention.
Has
Something real.
has assembled in China, and so far they seem content to dance and break records. The move is to lull humans.
That's
The 1,069. There were 1,069 dancing Dobie
said Japan?
robots.
What do you think they
China.
What do you
That's
mean
how
by
you
they
know they're-
assembled? Like who assembled? They just did that on their own.
They didn't do it on their own. They're making
That's
it
what's
sound
wrong
like
with this
they like
country.
I know.
assembled, but it's
if
like
we made
like
robots
iRobot,
in
like they're all
America,
linking up.
they would become weapons of mass destruction if we made robots. In China, they're dancing and breaking records, you said?
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep reading it, Jake. I don't know how quick you can get it pulled up. I'm gonna send you this link if you can get it
like
pulled up. There,
most
is a
people are
video.
worried about if we did have robotic technology and AI that they would take over us and kill us, but really they would just win all the awards and like world records. Like they'd build
Yeah,
a faster
they're-
plane.
And the award goes to Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot number 767 B45.
If you scroll down, Jake, there's actually a GIF that we can pull up.
Oh, those aren't real
There were
robots.
1,069 dancing Dobie robots set up by some technology company. Was recognized earlier this month by Guinness World Records for breaking the mark for quote most robots dancing simultaneously, which was broken, by the way. There was already a record. First
so
off,
if that lady just swings over with
Look
a
at them-
helicopter,
look at them
they could just
dancing.
kill two birds with one stone over there at Guinness.
look at them, dude. What dance is that? They were doing the stomp. What is that? That's the.
That's the robot.
That's the sponge. Isn't that the dance?
Oh, I hate you so much.
Whoa, okay, let's not.
The total number of dancing robots was
Looks like they're using a
slightly.
shake weight.
Listen,
They look like little shake weights.
the total number of dancing robots was slightly higher than 1,069, but a few killed over mid-routine and were disqualified by humans.
And you know they were still dancing on the floor.
Simon
Knocked over.
Cowell's on the side, just like
That
you
is
once good
terrible.
enough.
You're an
The-
incompetent robot.
Was that Simon Cowell?
It was better than
Yeah.
mine.
Was that Charles Dickens or
yours.
Simon
yours.
Cowell?
Both.
Let's
It
hear
was
it.
Charles
Let's
Cowell.
hear it, Sal. Simon Cowell. You were about to do Batman's butler, weren't you, Mr. Wayne? You were about to Mr. Wayne.
You
me.
looked like a robot.
You sound like Mr. So you
It sounds like Alfred.
Alfred.
Yeah.
The rest kept dancing. Guinness said Dobie robots can also talk, do Tai Chi, and, quote, many other human-like actions.
They've taken over, Master Wayne.
They drink chai tea.
I hate you. The previous record was 1,007 dancing robots by the same company. So they're just out building to, like, beat their own record.
What did they just run out of materials? They're like, this is enough. That's
Hey,
good.
we finally have 18 more robots. Let's do it again.
Can
I mean,
we- gosh, this seems like such
There was a
waste.
robot I wanted called the Pleo that was pretty cool. It was a dinosaur robot, and it was pretty much like a Furby, except for it would hatch from an egg, and it was way before Hatchimals.
What is this?
My friend brought
It's called a Pleo. They're about $360.
I remember seeing that. They hatch out of the egg when you get them, and
Do
yeah.
you remember
You can
when?
play with them. You can like push them over, and they come back up, and then they come towards you and eat lettuce leaves, but they don't actually swallow it. They just
Wait,
chew
what?
them.
And then where does the lettuce go?
It falls out.
They
Is
spit it
that
out.
they make shredded lettuce?
It's like that
Yeah.
baby that would pee. Remember the there was like a tank in the back.
Yeah.
You just
My
gotta-
cousin
gotta
had-
change the lettuce.
My cousin
It
had
was just
baby
like
pea
yellow
baby.
water, or was it just
you
water?
Didn't, I mean, you didn't have to make it yellow if you were like Mom of the Year. You know? More yellow dye for this stupid doll.
My cousin had a baby pea baby.
a baby pea
A
baby.
baby pea baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby pea baby.
Baby pea baby.
Baby pea baby.
That's kind of fun to say.
Mr.
Baby
Pea
pea baby,
baby.
baby
It's
pea baby,
very
baby pea
fun
baby.
to say.
So
That's a really good like cartoon name.
Previously on Baby Pea Baby.
That's a good adult.
Hey,
show.
look.
Hi.
That sounds like a
He
good
has a
crime
cigarette in
show.
his hand.
Me, little baby.
Little baby.
The series finale of Baby P Baby.
Previously on Baby Pea Baby.
Previously.
That got us.
I don't want any more pea in my town.
Next time on an all new.
Baby pea baby.
Jake, while we have the music, let's just pull up the picture of the world's ugliest dog because that was a link I
Oh, I
sent.
had to see that.
world.
I don't think it's the ugliest. I think
Yo.
it's the cutest.
It's the world's
I think that
ugliest
ugly
dog.
means you're
Yeah.
cute. Like the
The world's
ugliest.
ugliest dog.
Hey!
Confuse it with the frog.
Hey!
Hunt it like a hog.
Uh.
All right, this is
You're
why.
just naming animals.
Yes, that rhyme. Next
Yo.
was log.
Pollywog.
Next was log.
Look at this dog. Can we maximize
Yo,
that at all,
it's
Jake?
the dog.
How is that dog
Dog.
ugly? That dog is adorable.
It's so cute.
Look at that.
It kind of looks like a,
That dog's cute.
Yeah.
It just looks like an older
Yeah,
dog.
I say that. I'm not the one that has to clean its wrinkles.
That's true.
It's face wrinkles.
I was gonna say that kind of. Like
But I did want to say,
my grandfather's.
Pressure washer.
Well, it's like my grandfather's stomach.
if you'll add me on Facebook at
Mikey?
RITCHY.
Do you have anything coming up?
$15,000.
I don't know.
Any plugs? You don't know?
Yes, I am getting plugs.
Okay.
Everybody load up, come to Colorado and watch me and Joe. We got 3-4 shows lined up. at the clinic.
4 shows.
Austin the week after that. We'll both be on that.
Are y'all gonna be live streaming any of that? Like
No.
the clinic?
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
Are you ready to just say hi to the kids out there?
I can't. I don't really have any plugs. I guess I'm about to be. We won't. Wait. Okay. So today is all right. So
Today's
I don't
Wednesday.
think we're gonna have an episode next week. Don't know if I'm gonna be back next Wednesday. We will let you know. Check us out online, Denton Radio, Joe
Richie
Coffee
was
on
doing the show.
Facebook, Joe_Coffee_ on Twitter. DentonRadio.com every Wednesday, 5:30. We will let you know if I get back by Colorado next week. There will be an episode. Thank you. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, boy.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.